What's up, wrestling fans, and more importantly, CWF Mid-Atlantic fans? Thank you for tuning into this. My name is Joe White. This is the From Pillow to Post YouTube channel. I'd like to remind you guys to please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and of course, share the content. Got a couple things I need to get off my chest here. I've been listening to a few podcasts, and there's more than one, which I'm happy about, that cover CWF Mid-Atlantic. I am one of many that cover CWF Mid-Atlantic, but I don't think anybody covers it to the extent that I do, because I live, in close proximity to where they run, and I go to a lot of their shows, and they've really made me feel welcome over the last couple of months. So it goes without saying that, I probably take this shit much more to heart than most people do. It's also safe to say that I don't analyze it in the same vein that most people do. With that being said, though, there's a couple podcasts I heard, one of which being This Week in Wrestling. And the guys over at This Week in Wrestling, for the most part, put on a damn good show week in and week out. I encourage you guys to listen to it. One of the hosts of that show, Pete, came up all the way from, I think it's Texas, to be here at FanCon in October. They're really good guys over there. I got to meet Pete, and he was awesome. He really loves the product. He really loves the overall booking of the product and everything having to do with CWF, or else he wouldn't have came up. So this is not a bash on them. This is more of a bash of the entire, and I've stressed this out over the last 2 weeks, and I've said it time and time again, but this one got to me. And there's some that said probably I shouldn't be doing a video about this, and maybe they're right, but I'm going to go ahead and speak my mind on it anyway, because I have this medium, and I have this forum to do so. But the online community, and people have to realize, I'm going to turn my heater on because it is cold as hell in here. When will Joe get a proper heater? We don't know. Hopefully that's not too bad of a distraction. I'm sorry if it is. But for people who don't know, there's two groups of CWF fans, in my opinion. And I've said this time and time again here on the channel and on the after show. Yeah, I got to turn that off. Damn it. Oh, well, I'll freeze. There's a group of fans that come to the Sportatorium every single show. The Harris family comes almost every single show, and they don't... they have Facebook, they have Twitter, but they don't get too enamored in the online aspect of CWF Mid-Atlantic. They don't watch worldwide. If they do, they don't comment on it. They don't really go out of their way to speak about it. Hell, half the people that go to the shows don't even have Twitters. Don't even have a Twitter account. Don't even know what a Twitter is, have no interest in Twitter. You mentioned that they have an online show every week. Even though they are there every week, and they could see that the show's being taped, and they could see that they have commentary, there's still some people who go there each and every week that you mention the YouTube show, and they're like finding out about it for the first time. It's weird. It's borderline weird. So you have that group of fans. You have the group of fans that come each and every week, and then you have the second group of fans that can't make it to every show. And I know there's people out there in this world here, and in the world we live in, where wrestling has gone worldwide. If you put your stuff up on YouTube or any other medium, you're worldwide. So there's people that can't make it to every single show. There's people that do have jobs, and people that do, so they rely only on the online bit. They rely only on the spoilers and the worldwide episodes. But I have to say something about our online fans, and people, and that's what kills me. People who listen to this show are the people I'm gonna target real quick, and it's nothing personal. You gotta say, it's nothing personal. It's just the way that you're reacting to some stuff. and it's the way that you're jumping to conclusions about things that I've really taken to heart. And nobody else but me, because nobody else but me can say anything for obvious reasons, or nobody else wants to say anything. So I feel like it's kind of like I have to be the one, and everybody's like, well, why do you have to be the one? Well, I feel like if nobody else could say it, somebody's got to. You need to stop jumping to conclusions with the future of this product. Yes, it's been dealt some really hard to digest and really hard to swallow pills. It's been thrown some blows over the last 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks that have just, again, they're bitter pills to swallow. But if you like the promotion, and if you want to stick with the promotion, I'll say it on this podcast. They mentioned the fact that they go into spoiler territory, which I'm going to do now. So spoiler warning for CWF Mid-Atlantic. If you don't want to be spoiled, tune out now. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the like button, the subscribe button. And we'll see you Wednesday on the official unofficial after show for episode 141. Now that I got the spoiler warning out of the way, they mentioned the Hurricane pinning Eric Royal and winning the worldwide television title. And when Pete mentions this, his co-host, the guy's name escapes me. But the first thing you hear is, that's like a disgusting groan out of his mouth. And that kind of ticks me off. And then they mentioned the fact that the main event was Cool J Roy Wilkins wrestling Cool J for 20-something minutes. And the first aspect of that was, why? If you have to ask why, that means you don't know the context in which the storyline and the match is presented. Therefore, you probably shouldn't speak on it yet. I mean, you could speculate, and it's okay to maybe ask why, but the attitude that I got from it was, oh, well, why are they doing that? They're just pissing and, they're flipping the finger to Brad, is what they literally said. Couple things you need to realize about this show, and like I said, there's certain people out there, most people out there can't tell you what was going on behind the scenes. I'll tell you, because I'm just like one of you guys. I'm a fan, so I'll tell you what I know. First off, the show was just thrown together because they had whatever Brad had booked had to go out the window. So they had just a week to book this show. Number two, and again, I'm going into spoiler territory here, is the context in which both of those matches, the television title match and the champion versus champion match, were booked. Sorry about that. So let's get into the TV title. They do a gimmick where and they've been doing this ever since Eric Andrews was champion. It was about halfway into Eric Andrews' title reign that they started doing this, where the champion is the challenger is a random draw out of the bucket. So they go to draw the first champion or the first contender. And the coach they pull out, I think it was El Dandy. And coach is in the ring, El Dandy's a fine competitor, get El Dandy out here. And they're like, no. So they pull another name out of the bucket, and it was Gilbert. Insinuating that coach has stuffed the ballot box, so to speak. So then they pull out the third name, and it's the Hurricane, Shane Helms. Live, the crowd went apeshit. The pop that he got was freaking crazy. Nobody expected him to win the title in that arena, so when he did win, it was a huge shock. It was a good moment. Two, the reason why they did it, I think, and I could be wrong here, is that they just had two bitter pills to swallow, and then a week after the show, half a week after the show, a third bitter pill to swallow with Grant leaving. The promotion kind of needed that rub, that shot in the arm to say, hey, we got big things coming. Don't count us out yet. Do I think Hurricane's going to be a long-term TV champion? No. Then they question, is Hurricane coming in to be the booker? I don't think so. I just don't. Maybe. I mean, because he does have, Jeff has really big ties to Omega. That's, the Hardy Boys, Helms, all of them were really, they founded Omega. So there's a really close-knit relationships there between Jeff and Shane Helms. And I can't speak for that. And they said, his first night in, he wins the title. This was not... Go back and watch. This is not Shane's first time in CWF Mid-Atlantic. Shane Helms, Hurricane Helms, has been PWI champion before. He's mentioned that, he's connected with Trevor and they're swaying the crowd and that's why he's there. Yes. So what? They had, you mentioned on your podcast, they have to do something. They have to get their crap together. Maybe this is them getting their crap together a little bit. Is it going to be a fast, quick process of them getting their shit together? No. Again, I've said it time and time again over the last 2 weeks. Have a little faith. Don't jump to conclusions. And that's exactly what you guys did here. Wilkins with Cool J. You're not knowing the backstory behind this. They didn't even mention Cool J winning the RGL title the previous week before this taping. I'll spoil it for you. Spoiler warning yet again, just so, I feel like I have to spoil shit for you guys now because that's the only way you'll stop jumping to conclusions. Here's the context. They come out there. Roy Wilkins has the belt. The All-Stars come out there. They're gloating about how Roy is now the champion, and they've taken care of Trevor Lee. And the crowd's sitting there going ape shit, going, "You're not the champion. You're not the champion. It's a dream. It's exactly how this is supposed to play out." Do I agree with how they got there? No. Do I agree with everything you guys said those two guys said about the Trevor Lee Roy Wilkins match with Battlecade, about it just being totally out of left field and coming out of nowhere? Yes, because I even mentioned it at the time they announced that match. Everybody expected it to be Chet and Trevor at Battlecade. We said that the second that Chet Sterling won the Weaver Cup, everybody said, okay, I guess it's Chet and Trevor at Battlecade. And that's not what they gave us. And again, even what Bruce Mitchell said, Trevor has been booking his own championship program for the last 2 years, it seems. So one has to wonder, did Trevor book that match? Did the CWF brass book that match? And when I say that, I mean Brad and everybody else there when Brad was still there. I don't know. It's none of my business. But let's set up the context of this Cool J match, since I have to do this for you guys, it seems, because you're jumping to conclusions. So I got to set your mind at ease about this. I got to be a little bit of a dick here and set your mind at ease. And if you take this the wrong way, I'm sorry, man. And again, it's nothing personal. And it's not just the This Week in Wrestling guys. It's everybody, all the freaking internet fans coming to me going, what's going to happen now that Grant's gone? Worldwide's going to go to hell in a handbasket. Set your mind at ease, folks. Let's just go ahead. They come out. They're boasting about how Roy has the belt and that Roy is going to be a fighting champion. And not only is he going to be a fighting champion, he's going to do nothing but fight other champions. Does that set your mind at ease now? Oh my God, we actually waited and heard what the storyline is, and now we get it. Now we get it. What a novel concept. What a novel concept, fellow CWF fans. Ooh, that's an epiphany if I ever had one. What a wow, you know. So the crowd automatically smartens up to this and starts chanting for Cool J because we know they're live that being the sniveling little rats and weasels that the All Stars are, and that Coach is. We know what's going to happen. It's going to be Cool J. So instead of sitting, and it was Cool J. So instead of giving us a squash match like we all think is going to happen, they turn the tables on us and give us a hell of a 27-minute match. Is it a perfect match? I'll be straight up. No, it's not. Does the crowd go a little bit of silly in this match, you know? They don't go the one fall and two sweet route, but they do get a little bit crazy in this match. So, again, I got to set your mind at ease because you're already going the negative route. You're already jumping to conclusions. You're already putting your eggs in the wrong damn basket. And you know what? I'll say it. The talent can't really come out and say shit. And I feel bad for them for this. Here's another revelation. Nor should they fucking care what we think, really. You know what they care about? How many asses are going to fill that sportatorium every 2 weeks? Because that's where their money comes from. Not this worldwide show. I love Worldwide. I review Worldwide every week because I love that TV program. There's never been a bad episode of it. To say that it's skippable, and again, I'll say it again, I've said it many episodes, to say something's skippable or something's missable or something's filler. There's never been a filler episode of this show. There's never been a filler episode of Worldwide. And guess what? Even given the circumstances and the cards and the bitter pills that we've had to daggone swallow, there's not going to be a filler episode in their future, it looks like. So everybody who's online, everybody on Twitter, everybody who sits there and wants to groan at the future booking, yes, it's a shock to the system. I get it. Again, it's not just the This Week in Wrestling, guys. It's everybody. It's been everybody. Everybody but me, it seems. They're jumping to conclusions. You weren't there that night. You weren't there. You don't know what's going to happen. This is why I tell people all the time, don't just go off of match results. You want to be spoiled? Get your ass to the sportatorium. I know it's not plausible every single show. I get it. People have lives. People have money issues. But don't just go off match results before you start jumping to conclusions on future booking. Get there live. Or wait till Wednesday and then analyze the shit like I do. Don't sit there and abandon and trash the promotion because you know what you're doing then. You know what you're doing. The talent that you claim to love so much and the product that you claim to love so much, you're spitting in their face, man. You just are. And I know I'm going to get, well, Joe, you're just a shill for the promotion. You know what? Top brass there likes what I do. Top brass there puts me over for what I do, so I guess maybe I am a shill. I guess maybe I am a kiss ass. Oh, fucking well. But man, each and every, I've been hearing it for the last week now, over a week now, about this booking. We're scared, man. We don't know what's going to happen. Well, just wait and see. Have a little faith. Have a little faith. Don't throw in the towel just yet. Learn some context in which way things happen before you just jump the gun. Start pissing and moaning over it. Because that's what everybody's been throwing my way. And I encourage you guys to tell me your opinions. I like hearing your opinions. But like I said, it seems like it's everybody in the online community is just scared shitless. And I'm just sitting there going, have a little faith. Based on what I've seen, you have nothing to be scared of. Is it going to be exactly the same? No. Is Worldwide going to be shot the same, edited the same, maybe even look the same? Nobody can replace a Grant Sawyer fully 100%. Nobody can mimic that. That doesn't mean that there's not other people out there that can't do good jobs with it and that can't do, something that's a little bit on par with it. I'm just saying, man, it's almost as if you online fans you sit there and go, we're not turning our back on it, but we're going to bash the fuck out of it. And we're going to sit there and jump to conclusions over it. And that's wrong. That's just wrong, man. To do it to WWE, that's one thing because they failed us time and time again. To do it to other promotions, that's one thing because they failed time and time again. This new era hasn't even had one show up on YouTube yet. And it's like the pitchforks are out and the torches are lit. Put out your torches. Put down your pitchforks. Put some smiles on your faces. Have a little faith.